If you're at Town Hall 6 looking for an easy and efficient way of getting loot, then stick around because this video is for you. Yo, what's up guys, it's Jay Smith here. Hope you guys are doing well. In today's video, we have a super easy, literally takes no skill farming strategy at Town Hall 6. Unfortunately, Supercell wiped a lot of my replays that I had yesterday. But as you guys can see, I've been getting some pretty sweet loot using this attack strategy. It's very cheap to use, takes about 60k elixir, and honestly, you can just get a ton of bases with it. You can get literally so much loot for so cheap. It's not a 3-star strategy whatsoever, but if you want a lot of loot, very fast to train, and it's just super easy to use, stick around because what we're going to be doing is we are going to be covering 2 replays, just breaking down how to use it, and then we're going to be doing live attacks for the rest of the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so quick little disclaimer, just 2 things. One is I always try to hit bases with at least a total loot of 200k. It doesn't matter if it's 200,000 gold or if it's 200,000 elixir, just 200k total loot, as well as the 2 biggest buildings that you just have to be careful of, or at least distract while you're using the strategy, is the mortar and the wizard tower. Reason being is because these buildings can pretty much just 2-shot your goblins and just absolutely cause havoc and end your raids very quickly. So try to take them out ASAP. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of this mortar up top, because as you guys can see, it is exposed, and I'm gonna go ahead and just drop 1 archer in there and just solo that. And so what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and try and take out this other mortar as soon as possible. So I went ahead, dropped my giants on this exposed air defense. I'm gonna go ahead and wall break in. And as my giants proceed to go ahead and push through the base, I'm just waiting to hold the rest of my troops and slowly starting to wall break in using the wall breakers, because I want to use my wall breakers in a fashion so I can open up the different compartments of the base so my giants and goblins can move freely throughout and easily just go ahead and get the loot and take out the defenses as well. So now that mortar and a lot of these defenses up here are taken out, I'm going to go ahead and start dropping my goblins closest to where the loot is. And so as you can see, the goblins are starting to go into the base, and I'm going to use my heals when a lot of the goblins or the giants are exposed. I'm going to try to usually use my heals typically to where they can cover the giants and the goblins. That's the most ideal situation, but it's not always doable. Like this one right here, as I said before, wizard towers are always a huge worry they have to be careful about when using the strategy. So I went ahead, used a heal on the goblins here because they were exposed and pretty much just tanking a lot of the damage themselves, and I just want to go ahead and use the heal on them so that way I can continue to get most of the loot. So typically for me, unless it's very early on and I haven't been able to take out any of the splash damage towers, I prioritize my heals on the goblins rather than the giants. But like I said, I try to heal both of them at the same time if possible. But that's it for replay number 1. Let's go ahead and hop into the next one. So for attack number 2, we're attacking a Town Hall 7. So this adds another layer of complexity because there is additional splash damage towers at Town Hall 7. As you can see, they have 3 mortars instead of 2, as well as they just have more defenses as a whole. So something I want you guys to do is don't be afraid to attack bases like Town Hall 7s or Town Hall 8s, because we're simply just going for the loot. It doesn't have to be trying to go for 2 stars or 3 stars. Just get the loot and get out. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is I'm just going to drop 1 giant on this cannon that's exposed with a couple archers just to go ahead and get some extra percentage. So I still do kind of try to win these raids, so I do bring along 10 archers just to get some extra percentage points and maybe even snipe some exposed resources buildings that aren't covered by defenses. So like probably this one I could attack, like if I could put an archer right next to the Christmas tree, I could go ahead and get this gold mine, but I couldn't get it with a goblin. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here, because it's a Town Hall 7, is I'm going to go ahead and try to do a hard push in with the giants. And while the giants are distracting, just pushing with my goblins also relatively early on, and just try to snag as much loot as I can as fast as possible. And the real reason I wanted to show this example is because this raid did not go perfect, and I actually messed up, and I just want to show you how powerful these splash damage buildings really are. So as you can see, I pretty much just spammed all my goblins in here, hence the no skill. And what I want you guys to pay attention to is these goblins here on the right side and my heal timing. So as you can see, they got hit by one, and I'm not going to put my heal in time, and boom, they just got hit by 2 mortars plus a small bomb, and they are pretty much evaporated, just like that. That's why you guys have to nail these heal timings, and at least pretty much maybe even put a heal before the goblins even reach a lot of these splash damage buildings. Let's go ahead and do some live attacks and see what we can find, and hopefully we can get some pretty good loot here. I'm really searching for more gold than I am elixir right now, just because a lot of the upgrades that I have are currently gold focused. Alright, I just found a pretty solid one right here. As you can see, this account is very rushed. It's a Town Hall 7, but it looks like there's a pretty solid amount of gold, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to go ahead and do first is actually solo this mortar, just because I want it to get taken out, and I can go ahead and push into this gold side of the base here on the right side. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm actually going to go ahead and let me go ahead and pretty much place most of these giants here on the left side, on the bottom side of the base. Went ahead and put those in there. Alright, and what I'm going to go ahead and do is follow up shortly after with a lot of the goblins. And I'm really just trying to take this all the loot I can, and just go ahead and come on, feed in there, goblins. Alright, let me go ahead and drop some of these bombs down. Come on. Alright, we're looking pretty good so far. And I'm going to go ahead and drop a heal here just because there's a lot of splash there. And as we continue to move, I'm just going to continue to heal these goblins as they move throughout the base. And oof. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and drop a heal on both of these things there, just because a lot of the goblins are weak. And this is actually going to look like a 3-star. I still have a lot of these archers. I'm going to go ahead and deploy them here on the bottom side. Just go ahead and take out a lot of these buildings. And this is going to be 3 stars, actually. So that actually worked out great. It is an extremely rushed base with a pretty poor layout, but it doesn't even matter. We're just here for the loot, and it ended up being 3 stars. So no complaints over on this side. Alright, so it looks like we came out to 241k gold and 21,000 elixir. We didn't break even on the elixir, but we got exactly what I wanted, which is at least 200k gold. Let's go ahead and hop into the next one. Let's go ahead and do another attack here and see what we can find. Alright, so this is a pretty solid base to hit. Not because it has a massive amount of loot, but because this is a perfect example of a base that is overall pretty dead. You can tell it's dead by the storages are pretty much empty, and a lot of the loot is here on the store, or on the mines and the collectors. So what I'm going to go ahead and do in this scenario is I'm going to go ahead and just pretty much just push in with the giants on one side, and then and let them just go ahead and distract a lot of these defenses. Alright. As they go ahead and push in, I'm probably going to drop an early heal more on the giants on this one, just because I want them to go ahead and push into the base. They're going under a lot of just splash and damage overall in there. So once they go ahead and push in, this will alleviate a lot of the pressure for my goblins. So once that first mortar is taken down, oh, I did not mean to drop all those bombs. I'm going to go ahead and drop a lot of these goblins in there. Just go ahead and start clearing out a lot of these this damage. Sorry, the loot. And let me just go ahead and drop an extra heal in there just to keep those giants nice and distracted, and just keep distracting the defenses. So as we go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and keep pushing some more of those goblins, so that way they can go ahead and get inside the base. And the giants are doing some work in there, which is amazing, because that's what I want them to do, is just pretty much distract all the defenses and do all the hard work for me, because now all that I have to do is just focus on the goblins, let them do their job. And so this is a solid base right here, 26,000 remaining. We should be able to snipe the last couple resources here with the remaining goblins and archers. And it's probably not going to be 3 stars if I had to guess. Only a couple giants remaining, and a couple defenses, which I don't think we'll be able to take out. But a solid 67%. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. And let's see what we came up with. So 145 and 168 gold and elixir, not bad at all, plus 100% bonus. And boom, that is a solid day of attacking. Can't complain at all. My attack log honestly just it's looking pretty right now, especially with how easy this attack strategy is to use. So if you guys did enjoy, I would really appreciate if you guys could please leave a like and subscribe. Would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.